a ruddy ding-dong, a Nations League treat, and I never thought I'd hear myself say a Nations League treat in the semi-final, a 9-goal thriller, ladies and gentlemen. 5-4 in the semi-final of the Nations League. Spain go through to meet their opponents, Portugal, who beat Germany narrowly. It wasn't that exciting, that game, so I left it. But this game is a ruddy ding-dong, a stimulator. Worth mentioning, at the 67th minute, it was 5-1 to Spain, and 3 French goals were scored without reply. So there was jeopardy. There was potential Ballon d'Or competitors and Dembele going up against Lamine Yamal. It was mental. And I have a lot of thoughts on it. I really do. And I think Deschamps got it wrong. I really do. Of course, he had 2 goal scorers off the bench, Ryan Cherki and Kolo Muani. And Ryan Cherki got a goal and an assist, I think. Off the... Man City are signing this guy. It's a sickener for all those apart from Man City fans. Guys, welcome back to Football Yannick. At least one upload, but probably multiple uploads every single ruddy day on this YouTube channel. So welcome. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your support, of which I feel your support. I feel it. So thank you for liking and subscribing. We're going to look at this game, what went down, try and navigate our way through it with the aid of SofaScore. As you can see here, 5-4 on the night. Spain, with goal scorers from Nico Williams, great goal. Mikel Merino playing in central midfield, but as scoring goals for Arsenal. Pedri, the star boy, underrated. And a brace from Lamine Yamal. One was a penalty gifted by, I think, Nico Williams to him. And an outside of the boot finish, which I do think Mike Mignon probably should have done better on, if I'm being critical. And I was being critical because he's being heavily linked to my club, Chelsea, and he's just eaten 5 goals. Goals scored from the French side. Kylian Mbappe scored a penalty, which looked like it might be a consolation in a 5-1 loss. Well, at the time it was 4-1, but then Lamine scored again, making it 5-1. Ryan Cherki comes on, scores an absolute worldie. Malo Gusto forces Vivian to score an own goal. And Kolo Muani scores a great header. Assist again by Ryan Cherki while it's fresh in my mind in stoppage time. And then, of course, everyone's thrown up. There's a couple of dead ball situations where literally everyone goes up the pitch and Ryan Cherki gets on the ball. And yes, it's the substitutes that really change it. There's so much to talk about in this game. Spain were worthy winners, but I do genuinely put this down to Didier Deschamps, the France manager. Let's have a look here. Lamine Yamal winning player of the match here on SofaScore. De La Fuente and of course Deschamps. The subs doing a lot better from the French side than Spain. In terms of the lineups, let's have a look here. 4-3-3. The recently new Galactico Dean Howson is with Normand. Pedro Porro of Tottenham there. Marc Cucurella of Chelsea, who it's been amazing for Chelsea. Unai Simon in goal, really, really excellent. Zubimendi in midfield. I mean, these are high-profile players. Even Mourinho, who I don't think is the sexiest player, and Arsenal fans might tell you that as well. They probably don't, when they envision their super Arsenal team of the future, I don't think many of them have Mourinho in there. But, he's been good. He deserves his plaudits. Pedri's been amazing in terms of how he's been operating in the league. Lamine Yamal, always a threat, always a threat, whether it's assists or goal. His assist numbers this season are insane. I was looking, he hasn't reached, and I loathe to find I am to criticize a 17-year-old Ballon d'Or contender, but I thought he'd scored more goals in La Liga. He scored 9 goals, so he hasn't reached double digits. But to say a 17-year-old has scored 9 league goals for Barcelona is amazing in isolation, but this is like, we've created this benchmark for him. It's because he scores great goals, but he's got loads of assists. He's got like 20 league He got 20 league assists. He's got a lot of assists. He's got 20 assists in this season. He's fair, so he's maybe not in the league, but he's got loads of assists, and he's just an amazing player. Oyarzabal playing up top, getting a couple of assists as well, and Nico Williams getting an assist, completing the front three. Now here's my problem with and look, guys, I'm I've got, despite being half French, I have no affiliation to the France national team. Never have, ever. Even in like 98 when they won and everyone's like, oh, Yann, France. I was like, pfft. I mean, I didn't really love football that much, but I was just like, don't give a so-and-so. Yes, but yeah, Deschamps, he's won loads of stuff with France by defensive, sit deep and counter football despite having talent. Yeah. And how is Rabiot, bro, starting in the midfield for France? And what he's done here, Deschamps, is he's tried to put the boys in. Yeah. This is what he's tried to do. He's tried to get the boys in. Of course, you play Mbappe. But Mbappe wants to probably play on the left. You're playing him up top because he plays up top for Real Madrid. He's going to, he's probably accepted, I'll score more goals maybe if I can learn to play this role. This is the role I've been given for Real Madrid. This is, the role I can play for France so we can get the PSG boys in there. I don't like Ousmane Dembele as a winger. I think he's been amazing. He's been a revelation. And for me, he is my preferred candidate to win the Ballon d'Or. Obviously, he's won the trophies. He's won the quadruple. He scored loads of goals. He's made loads of assists. But I think what makes him the best player and the Ballon d'Or winner, for me, personally, is kind of what Luis Enrique said about his defensive work, but just how he's completely... You look at PSG before False 9 Dembele and PSG after False 9 Dembele. They struggled in the league phase of the Champions League and then exploded. When Asensio went on loan to Aston Villa and Ousmane Dembele became the False 9, he transformed PSG. Not to make them good, but to make them the best. The best, and everyone around him got better. His interpretation of space, his intelligence of pressing, his defensive work rate, and of course high assists, high goals, his flicks and tricks, his manipulation of the ball. For me, he's the best. He's 27. He might not have another season like this, but at the moment he's just insanely good. So if I was Didier Deschamps, I'd find a way to basically emulate that PSG attack. Play Dembele, Doué and Bacola, and lose Kvaratskhelia. Or, fair enough, in the space of Kvaratskhelia, you play Kylian Mbappe. So, Kylian Mbappe plays on the left, his preferred position. This is just me managing France here. Ousmane Dembele plays as a high-octane, pressing false 9. And then you can play Bacola or Doué on the right. Oh, no, play Michael Elise on the right. Because he's like a right-wing inside player. And then you just bench freaking Doué and Bacola. They've been vying out. They've been, fighting for a single place. Whatever. The point being is he's basically tried to vibes and get all the boys on here. And it's not worked. Mbappe's clutch, obviously. And we'll get the productivity. Scored the penalty, got an assist. But ultimately, this just doesn't work, bro. And what makes it seem like it doesn't work, he brought on a conventional 9 in Kolo Muani. Scores the goal, yeah. Off the bench, and he brings on Ryan Cherky, an actual number 10, an actual creative number 10, gets a goal and an assist. For me, Michael Elise, watching him in the Premier League, he played right wing. I know he likes to play on the inside pocket a little bit. Forgive me if he's been playing. Let me just double check. Okay, so I'm just checking on transfer marks. Yeah, he's saying his main position's still right winger, but he can play in the cam. So play him at right winger. Yeah, play him at right winger. Elise, play Dembele up top and Mbappe on the left. Yeah, and then play freaking Ryan Cherky in the number 10. I feel like I'm spending too much time on France here. Look, Spain are the best international team in the world. They're currently the European holders. I just wanted to, my main talking point here is just Deschamps getting it wrong and showing you that there's the capacity here, the players to his availability that make this game so much more closer, Let's have a look at the stats then for context. Like Ryan Cherky, the highest rated France player, and he was on the bench. Total shots. France had 24 shots to Spain 16. But big chances reflects the goals really well. 5 big chances, 5 goals to Spain. 4 big chances, 4 goals to France. More, of course, saves from Unai Simon. To be honest, Simon was a really important player for Spain. It was actually, in the end, a really even game, all things considered. Specifically the second half. Yeah, France were better in the second half. Spain better in the first half. I mean, like I said, great goals. Great goals. And yeah, Lamine Yamal, amazing. Again, he's one of those players that feels like he's been 17 for about 4 years, even though he's been around for like a couple of seasons. But it feels like because of just the airtime. But then again, look at this like momentum chart here, and field tilt or whatever. Loads from the French, loads and loads. It's just silly sausage business. I'm a little bit worried about, from my own selfish Chelsea perspective, about Mike Mignon. Probably more a team issue than him. His passing was good. His long balls were good. 1 out of 1 run-outs. Just my own selfish stat hunting here. I think maybe it's just because he ate 5 goals. You can't do well there. But Ousmane Dembele made 4 key passes. 100% of his crosses were accurate. Yeah, again, you need to, if you're the Deschamps, you need to optimize Dembele and how he's been playing, how he's been helping PSG. And you need to, like, I don't know, bro, like, I think the biggest problem for France are the 3 players behind Mbappe, and I include Dembele there, even if he played okay. And again, Rabiot giving away that freaking penalty. That's just poor. Spain, worthy winners. Dean Howson 40 scored. It's a shame that was a narrow offside, I believe it was. But the boys, again, Yamal's obviously been amazing for Barcelona, but Nico Williams has been poor for Athletic Club. But when they're together playing for Spain, they cook. They absolutely cook. And although this was close in the end, I think maybe it was just a sort of weird, freakish moment of the right players being on the pitch for France. But in terms of like the setup and stuff, Spain deserved the win. I think they will slap Portugal in the final, personally. Although I haven't really got a dog in that. I mean, there's a lot of Chelsea players that play for Portugal. But yeah, I think Spain will win. They'll win the Nations League after winning the European Championship. And they're ruddy good. And De La Fuente, he must have been fuming, De La Fuente, towards the end, watching his team do that. Near capitulation. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Lots and lots of reactions here from the biggest games here on Football Yannick and the biggest footballing stories, whether that be transfers or indeed controversy. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for liking and subscribing. And I hope to see you back here very soon. Peace.